TI. I don't know if you followed the story at TI. Loads of cool stories. I was watching TI. You know, it was a bit hectic at the time with everything that's been going on. Me and the boys, me and my daughter Stack, we get up, watch the TI together. We're all in different time zones, of course, so we miss some games. But we watch them, we go over some of the things, we go over, you know, the drafts. It was super interesting, and, you know, there was a load of good games and a load of cool fucking storylines that came out. And one of the biggest ones, and, you know, we play with a guy who's from the CIS region, and we've known him for a while, and he's living abroad now. But he was he was very early on Team Spirit, right? And so I watched a lot of the Team Spirit games, and I was saying, actually, they're really impressive. I started picking them on my fucking, I had them picked on my bracket anyway. But I was like, yeah, holy shit, like, these guys can have a real deep run here. Now, I would never have said in a million years winning it. I didn't even have them in the final. But, you know, they looked to me very impressive, you know, early on. And my pick to win the whole event was obviously PSG LGD. Why wouldn't it be? You know, the Chinese powerhouse. I think China does a lot of things interestingly with Dota, and, you know, produces some of the best players and, you know, best strategies, and they seem to understand drafting on a higher level than certainly, you know, NA for example, you know. So, you know, I was enjoying it as a layman in Dota, a guy with like only 4,000 hours, which, as we all know, that's not even 4,000 hours. I shouldn't even be allowed to watch TI according to the fucking Dota community. So I was watching it, enjoying it. Gets to the final. I mean, you know, Team Spirit, holy shit. And I just thought PSG LGD drafted like ass in the first two games. You know, I just think they'd been drafting a certain way throughout all of the fucking tournament, and they basically just drafted really badly. I think they kind of felt, I don't know if it was like a disrespect thing, and they thought we can roll over Team Spirit with our, you know, these weird little strategies that we're trying to execute. Generally, they just sort of didn't draft in a way that made sense, that they had in other parts of the bracket, where essentially they drafted to allow a strategy that, if, you know, we just win the lanes and we just play it out in the mid game and we just exploit small little opportunities and we'll just win, we'll just eventually snowball and win the game. They were basically doing a lot of safe drafting and, you know, contested picks. Didn't do that, you know, IO out of fucking nowhere and stuff like that. It was just a bit weird. So anyway, you know, it went 2-2. They got better contested picks, and obviously a lot of people talked about Collapse and his Magnus and why didn't they ban that out, and, you know, it was like instead in one of the games they won, they just drafted around it, like, you know, taking heroes that like neutralize it, you know, like Silencer I think was one of them. I think they took a Rubik too. You know, you can definitely draft around a Magnus even as good as Collapse was playing it. And spoiler, of course, this was like the first TI when he had that fucking horn toss, which, you know, completely changes the hero. That's his Ag Shard for anyone that's interested. You know, so anyway, whatever. This is all minutia. This is all bullshit. The bottom line is, the final goes down. It's 3-2. It's 3-2 to Team Spirit. It's the underdogs that have won. Fucking obviously, you know, China in shambles. And so we get to the Copium Wars. What do you mean? Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but in general, you know, China aren't very good losers, like, you know, when it comes to sporting pursuits. So Team Spirit win. Super happy for Team Spirit. It's going to be a wicked true sight when that comes out, because they did it in a super, just amazing way. It's not just about Collapse. You have to think about, like, Yotaro played a different carry in, like, every game he played coming through the playoffs. You know, Toronto, Tokyo, it's his second ever LAN. Like, it's just a really cool story. Like, everybody, and it was a good final. It played all the games. Everyone should be happy with that as a tournament. But the Chinese didn't win. So we get to the Copium Wars. Man, I'll give you a summary before we start getting into the threads, and you might struggle to believe this. The theory was that PSG LGD, because they're Chinese, all the other teams threw their games against Team Spirit, probably because they were induced to do so for either money by the Russian mafia or with assistance of the Russian government, and they were given cheats to beat them in the final. I thought that sucks was mental. I'm going to show you shit you will not believe. So buckle the fuck up. Then, what happened? The coach of PSG LGD? Well, he's got an ex-wife. Had a very acrimonious divorce. So she posted, and I'll show you the thread, in a bit. She posted evidence that he's been betting on games in Dota, including his own, which we all know Valve says is a no-no. This got spun by the Chinese community into a new conspiracy theory. Originally, it was just Putin, much like the American election. It was just Putin, right? And all of the other teams at TI and the organisers had all conspired. Now, suddenly, the story was, that was it. That's why they didn't ban Magnus. That's why they drafted Io. It was a fix. They were going to throw away the chance to win $18 million to serve the Chinese betting conglomerates. They bet they were making more money on the bets. Utterly impossible, by the way. That was the theory. And even though the ex-wife never said that, that became the theory. He had a bet on that game, on the games, and that's why he drafted bad. It's mental. So, I've got the threads. Again, the Dota Reddit has been brilliant as a form of entertainment. Let's just do some general comments, right? People were very upset. I mean, listen, the level of expectation around Chinese Dota and the level of expectation Dota fans put on their players, they'll never understand. That's probably the bigger reason why they choke. But whatever. The level of expectation is outrageous. And so there were people on here gathering them. Some people accused Team Spirit of map hacking and claimed the rune... the rune spawn was being controlled somehow to only benefit Team Spirit. That's a good one. I'm a fan. I'm on board with that, because that implies someone with access to the fucking game data is fucking with that shit. So that's great. Then double damage rune spawn was unusual. Picking Magnus to win is already shady, so it is not a formal win anyway. I don't understand how there can be no map hacking. In Game 5, Team Spirit dodged LGD's Radiant Triangle High Ground gank. The guy was implying that in no way Team Spirit was smart. So it wasn't a valid win, by the way, because they used Magnus. To be honest, is this TI's champion as high value as previous years? There are a lot of bad teams. European teams like Nigma didn't attend this TI. Team Spirit also has just a few good picks. LGD lose because of just BP. Normally, double elimination means Team Spirit must beat LGD on 2 best of 3s. Someone underneath asks what double elimination is. It means you have to lose 2 times to be eliminated. But LGD lost 1 time and got eliminated. Team Spirit should have to beat LGD twice to be champions. Nailed it. Nailed the exact premise of double elimination. In fact, we should start calling double elimination double fucking victory. You mad cunt. Somebody did point out, in TI-10, Team Spirit were map hacking. TI-8 and 9, you claimed OG took drugs. That's actually true, by the way. There were claims that OG... I mean, I don't know what drugs they'd have to take with their drafts that they were winning these fucking games. DMT, like, maybe Spice Melange, if you want to fucking make it about June. Like, they had a navigator doing the drafts for them, yes. If you go through the golden path, you will win back-to-back TIs. Like, holy fucking shit. Give me some of those drugs. But yeah, they were claiming that OG were on Addies. TI-5, they had a US home fan advantage. TI-3, Pudge Fountain Hooks. If it wasn't for this, then China would always be the international champions, right? Is it really that hard to accept a loss? Buddy, we're just getting started, mate. So credit to Champagne724. Didn't see you in that thread, other. Maybe you're one of the rare, funny Dota Reddit users. Check this one out, right? Somebody went and did a review of the demo of the game and claimed that the game was fake because someone made a mistake in a team fight. TI-10 is a totally fake game. Here are 2 evidence. Okay, this guy's cracked the case. He's cracked it wide open. Name Xiao Wei Zi. Wonder if he's got some sort of bias in all of this. Here are 2 evidences which proved TI-10 is totally fake game. And then there's a link to it on billybilly.com, which is like a YouTube equivalent in China. This is the last game of the grand final. Check the minimap from AIM's view. And all the supports from LGD saw AIM would be ganked. But no one TP'd to first tower and tried to help him. Then the fight. In T2 Ames, Tiny can use toss and one hit to kill TB, but he ran away. At the same time, Nothing to Say's Kunker can also hit TB with Tidebringer, but he cancelled that attack. Then TB used the Sunder on Tiny, but it took 1 second to turn TB around and face Tiny. I think I can kill TB in 1 second in that situation. Then he's got another one. LGD guys try to smoke and gank. The only ganker is Kunker. But why is Enchantress is at the front? Why put a ward and saw TB? Then he didn't slow the TB with Enchant. What he did is walk back, put 1 sentry and go to destroy their sentry. Then a 550 movement speed Tiny with wolf form ran in and hit Ancient. I thought esports and Dota should be a fair game. We only fight for the win, and the winner is more powerful than others. Maybe they are luckier, they have a better big picture of the game. Maybe they did well in BP. But this should be a clean and fair game. TI-10 is totally fake game. I hope everyone who enjoy the Dota game, who want to keep playing the fair game, support me. We need to tell the world what we think, what we want. Work on that slogan, I'd say, buddy. No fake games. Now, obviously, on the mostly Western Reddit, they didn't want to believe. Lousy assholes, as we've established. These cynical, sexist assholes not wanting to believe that the final of TI-10 was totally fake. Now we get to the fucking unbelievable part, right? Now, I've talked about this before. I'll talk about it again. Chinese esports has a corruption problem. It's got a real fucking integrity problem, and it goes all the way to the top. Take it from one of the foremost experts on this topic. A journalist that has seen too much. I've stared into the abyss and it sapped my soul. Certainly, even if you didn't want to believe it had an integrity problem, that, oh, actually match fixing's not that rife and doesn't go all the way up to the top, it does. But if you didn't want to believe that, certainly you must accept they have a gambling problem. Certainly. You must believe that, right? And I'll tell you, you will not find many people that don't bet on esports that operate in esports. And it's a crazy fucking time right now because they've changed all the gambling laws and you've got all that nonsense going on in fucking Macau and all that stuff. I get it. But generally, you can still gain access to these private Chinese sites. They've shut down a bunch. They've gone underground. If you know, you know. A lot of people are betting on other sites that probably shouldn't even. Russian sites are really popular right now because Russia is just like, yeah, oh, it's Russia, baby. None of this should surprise you, what we're about to get into. And I would say on the balance of probability, and that's all I'm going to say, it's probably true. Based on everything I know about esports, everything I know about Chinese Dota, and everything I just know about when relationships go sour. Yeah, it all kind of points to it. So this is it. Zhao Wei and his ex-wife, that's the coach from PSG LGD, there was a dispute, and basically right after the final, because she knew he'd be getting absolutely wrecked by all of the fans for losing, she then said, right, now is the ideal time for the pile-on, because hell hath no fury, my friends. And remember, we saw this with the iBuyPower case, didn't we? Old D-Born. Tales as old as time. I'm sorry, I've said coach should stipulate he's actually like the director, isn't he? He's further up than that. She did a Weibo post where she said, I didn't want to post this before because it was unfair to the other LGD members, but now that TI is over, I can finally speak out for myself. He's been cheating on me since my pregnancy with his fans, and been doing it with prostitutes. And she posted a few screenshots of his social media conversation where he was asking women to come over. Now, listen, this might shock you. Richard doesn't really give a fuck about that. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna just say it. I don't give a... There's not any part of that I give a fuck about, frankly. I know it's a bit... Just gonna... I just don't care. You just live your life. You just live your life. You know, I'm just saying. I'm like that. I'm a libertarian like that. You know, until of course the left, you know, took over the term libertarian. Now you can't be a libertarian because really libertarian means right wing or something. I don't even know. I'm just all right with it. It's not great. Maybe not how I'd live my life, but, you know, that's how he's living his. He's not a politician. He's not a priest. He's not sermonizing about how you should be celibate and stay married. No. So that, couldn't give a fuck. Honestly, read that, I just go, yeah, well, you know, all you've done there is tell me your motivation. You haven't really, you know, but maybe in China, maybe in a more socially conservative part of the world, maybe that is a big scandal in and of itself. For me, don't care. Then, she says, he's addicted to gambling, including Dota and other sports. He bets on his own game. He's likely earned money from betting on Dota, but lost millions of dollars from gambling on other sports. She then posted a screenshot of betting history on raybet1.com that included past PSG LGD games. The screenshot included a username and the last 4 digits of a bank account. So I'm not going to bring that up because of Twitch's rules, but you can go and find this thread, and it's all in the public domain now anyway. I'm going to stay on the side of caution and not show any banking details because, you know, fuck that. So this, to me, just rings true. The mods came out, he said we can't confirm it at this time. And the top comment, and it's really what it all is about, Chinese fans are out for blood just because they refused to ban Magnus. Yeah, pretty much. But having looked at the evidence, I'm going to say, yeah, actually probably has been betting on his own games, probably, most likely, based on the balanced probability, the screenshots, they seem valid. He probably did bet on the games. Now, you can bet on the games, and this is where we get into the whole area of just how ridiculously not educated the Dota fans are. People are like saying, well, if you bet on your games, why is that wrong? Mean they might win? Yeah, brilliant. You're never going to solve any of the problems. Never. And some of the players responded, and I think they came out and said, oh, we're going to stay with the org and all that. We're going to see how it all goes. Not a surprise, but blah, blah, blah anyway. And so you can see this is brought up right here. Doesn't Valve prohibit anyone in the Dota scene to gamble on Dota? And the answer is yes. They've made it very clear. Don't bet on your own games. They'd rather you weren't betting on the sport at all. You know, we remember the unnecessary risks blog that they did for CSGO. You just can't bet on your games. And actually, in more sports, you can't bet on the sport because you might have insider knowledge. And if you have insider knowledge and you use that insider knowledge to parlay it into winning bets, the way the betting systems work, that money is being taken from somebody else that tried to use their brain and use the odds but didn't have the insider information that you do. See? Look at this. I always thought it was acceptable to bet on your own team winning. Cannot you bet on yourself? To be fair, he's not a player. So, and there's loads more comments like that. But trust me, we got to move on. We're not even at peak Copium yet, guys. I haven't even got you the best bit of Copium. I've got things to show you guys. You're gonna love this. So, a guy did a forensic breakdown of why his wife was just framing him. Clearly, not one of the fans that felt PSG LGD had let them down. A different flavour of Copium, if you will. Ex-wife of Zhao 8 faked evidence to flame him into oblivion. Oh, God. Right. The ex-wife posted a new update after her initial post showing that Zhao 8 bet on Asta to win against PSG LGD in a best-of-3, then added a subsequent picture that PSG LGD lost the match to Asta 11-36. There's the pictures. But here's the thing. The PSG versus Asta match was on 16th of September 2020, and PSG won the series 2-1. Here's the game link. So basically, the ex-wife is trying to make people believe that Zhao 8 bet on Asta to win, and eventually Asta won, when it's not true. PSG won the series, and the bet was a best-of-3 bet. Right, so remember, you shouldn't be betting on his fucking games anyway, regardless of the outcome. And yeah, she probably has been a little bit cheeky, hasn't she? Like, oh, look, see, they lost, and he bet on them to win. It's like, yeah, it didn't tell the whole story. Did show proof of his betting. Right. Also, another thing about the picture is that it is blurred heavily. And if you've been on sports betting before, you know you can place lots of bets and they appear on a slip. And at the bottom of it, you have two options. Either you confirm the slip or cancel. And in her picture showing betting Asta to win, the red circled font at the bottom shows Chinese pictograms XX, which means confirm XX, and it should be confirm bet slips. And below it is more pictograms, which means cancel. It means that Zawait didn't even place the bet, as it's unconfirmed. He's cracked the fucking case. He's cracked it wide open. What does it mean? It means the ex-wife could have sneaked into his PC when he is away, faked the bet using the computer, then quickly took the picture to use against him in future in case things go awry. The ex-wife of his basically waited a year, and his ex-husband, as a coach, lost a grand final worthy of 30 million USD to post all these shaky evidence to slander and potentially putting an end to his daughter's career, as well as 5 other hardworking and dedicated players. He then goes into each fucking individual pick and says why it might not be true. Now, today, just 4 days after that incredible thread, he might want to revise how hard he wants to go in on the old Copium rabbit hole, because a hacker, remember there's a lot of upset people in China about this, and as I'll demonstrate, the conspiracy theory rabbit hole goes fucking mental, right? A hacker hacked into his betting account, allegedly, and allegedly has evidence that he allegedly gambled 2,444 times, so just a bit. The hacker announced it anonymously on Zhihu, which is the Chinese equivalent of Quora, and the evidence shows that Zawait had betted 2,444 times between May 2019 and December 2020. So, you know, he likes a flutter, this guy. He likes a fucking flutter, this guy. He betted on TI9, and he has betted on PSG LGD while he is LGD's coach. Total betting amount exceeds 10 million Chinese yuan, which is more than $1 million. So, did his wife really go in there? No, I will inspect element, and or did she just make it look a little bit worse? I mean, it's pretty fucking bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, gonna have a hard time explaining this one. This thread is unconfirmed, but leave it up anyway. Yes, let the world burn. But look at the response. Very strange. Wow. Somebody really wanted him nailed on a cross. Learn from his mistakes, people. Pan Magnus. But there's a weird kind of thing here. Like, look, goodbye 322, hello 2444. That's pretty cool. Is this evidence even good enough? I mean, it's very easy to inspect an HTML element on browser. Well, even if this evidence is real, all it proves is that Zawait has a gambling problem. It doesn't prove he bet against PSG while he was coaching. It doesn't matter. Or that he rigged finals, that because he was betting on it. It's just more cope because Magnus skewer causes brain damage at high speeds. Betting on the sport you're allowed with directly is a big no-no, and I can't think of such a case where the guy was not excluded from the sport. Betting on your team win or lose is worse and definitely a termination offence. Boxers can bet on themselves generally. Betting against yourself is against the law, however. Now, that is a mad grey area specific to boxing. But if a boxer was constantly placing bets on him to win, it's not like boxing's not such a bent sport you can't make the other motherfucker take a dive. So yeah, don't put that to the test, would be my advice. But yeah, there've been cases where people have been given like a slap on the wrist rather than bans. I'm not taking any sides here because I really don't care. But apparently his ex-wife is seriously trying to cancel his ass. And apparently already got caught once for faking evidence, then linked to that thread that in no way proves she faked evidence. Has a connection between his account even been made? Has it been proven that he controls the account? His ex-wife shows the name of the account and even the matching bank card ID. Well, weren't these proven to be fake just days ago? No. It's funny how ex-wives and hackers only appear after losing. So easy to fake this shit. I'm not going to kick the guy just because he's down. No solid evidence whatsoever. So far, exact opposite. There has been many faked evidence to end the guy or scrap some TI second place money from him. Why don't Chinese fans just move on from the loss? Yeah, we can ignore the corruption now, guys. The big issue is the corp. It's not evidence that anyone will take seriously. Not gonna lie, I don't trust hackers or ex-wives for shit. That is true. You can't trust hackers or ex-wives. You know, if you want life lessons, those ex-wives will get you. Hackers and ex-wives, can't trust them. I'm absolutely confused why everyone is biting into this hook, line, and sinker. Just so you know, guys, this shit in its entirety is trivial to fake. Literally trivial. Don't fall for it. There's no connection found with TI-10. Good. No, what this is certainly a predicate to do a proper investigation. Shame he's in China, really. And there will be no one... Nothing will come of this, will it? Now, while that Copium is fine and fun, and now it's time for the ultimate. Richard always saves the best till last. This is truly insane. Oh, get ready. Right, this has been translated, okay? I was going to play the X-Files thing, right, behind it, but I realise that'll probably get me a DMCA, so is it worth it for the bit? Probably not, as nothing can overshadow the insanity of this. Right, so this Chinese user went through and picked out all of the points that point to an anti-Chinese conspiracy to make them lose TI. The final game of Virtus.pro and Team Spirit in the lower bracket, Virtus.pro was carrying the Aegis and was leading in net worth. From GPK's point of view, he saw his sentry getting killed by Team Spirit, and then he checked Radiant Triangle area and spotted 3 Team Spirit heroes, but still activated Ghost Walk and went in with Cold Snap. He got killed instantly, bought back, the whole Virtus.pro team stood still, and Luna went back as well, wasted Aegis and died twice. Team Spirit came back from that game and won the series. Wow. Makes you think. Shit team fight, dude. The truth is out there. IG versus Team Spirit. Fly's Faceless Void struggled with his Chronosphere for the entire game, and he didn't even go with the attack speed talent. Point 4. There's over 20 of these. Maybe the X-Files Sting punchline will get boring, let's see. Secret versus Team Spirit, final series in lower bracket. Secret won easily in the first game. It's the final series of lower bracket, and Secret was 1 game away from their best TI record. However, all Secret players were not excited and didn't feel that they were winning. In game 2, Zai's Magnus bought back. Secret smoked up without Magnus. Zai was at the front of the team, got killed instant. Secret pulled back. Nisha's Jug spins first, then Shadow Blade, then Healing Ward, then TP. Team Spirit then won the game. Final game. Secret new Winter Wyvern has Blink Dagger, but still Lena gets surrounded by Lycan and Tiny. It's all there, guys. The fucking truth is out there, boys. Right? Right. We'll do a few without that. LGD and Team Spirit finals. LGD had banned Magnus every time in the first 2 BP rounds against Team Spirit in ESL 1 a month ago. They didn't even have nothing to say in the team. Still rolled over Team Spirit pretty easily and won the championship. However, they didn't ban Magnus in the TI finals. 6. The first game of finals, LGD picked mid Pango. Nothing to say as Pango had 38% win rate in ranked games. He didn't even have a lot of Pango games. Nightmare. All conspiracy. All the time. 7. Game 2 and 5 in finals, Faith Bian was carrying tier 1 neutral items for the entire game and didn't even equip higher tier items. In game 5, he equipped Ocean Heart for the whole game. However, in the series of T1 versus Secret, everyone carried tier 4 items. 8. Still Secret versus Team Spirit. Pos 3 Zai was playing a melee hero, but carrying a Grove Bow instead of Nisha's Lena. It's so obvious when you think about it, guys. Before Game 5 of Finals, LGD should be on a triumph after Game 4's easy win. But Zhao was crying. He fucking is now. Zhao was crying and dodging the camera instead, and the whole LG team did not look excited or hyped. Instead, they were looking pretty happy and relaxed after getting 2-0'd by Team Spirit. What happens if I just turn it down and leave it on? Just have it in the background. Get the big deal. This is transformative. 10. Final game of all. 4K net worth lead for LGD. All LGD heroes except him was the Radiant Triangle area. None of Team Spirit heroes showed on the map, but him was at bottom, farming a relatively dangerous wave of creep. He saw Winter Wyvern showed and walked right into Team Spirit's entire team. From the POV of 2 LGD supports, they saw aim was getting caught and switched the screen back to themselves immediately like it was nothing. Then went with late TP. Everything he's described so far could, totally just be mistakes. I'm sure you're more than aware of that. LGD dived into Radiant bottom tier 2 tower. TB was a low half HP with Avalanche on cooldown. Tiny still had toss and tree throw ready, but aim turned around and nothing to say cancelled Tidebringer animation, which was about to hit on TB and turned off armlet. TB sundered and back to full HP. LGD then got team wiped. Point 12. LGD smoked up and Enchantress ran into TB without slowing down TB with W. He took 2 seconds to kill enemy sentry ward. 13. TI 10. Group stage. OG versus EG. I don't even know how this fucking ties in. But do tell. OG versus EG. The official stream channel showed that the next round was OG versus Secret even before the OG EG game was ended. Modified instantly when people noticed. So hang on a minute. Stop that fucking music a second, right? This guy, he's down. It's not even a fucking rabbit hole. I don't know what's bigger than a rabbit that makes holes. He's down. He's in some fucking insane underground barrow is where he's at. A badger hole. There you go, yeah. That's a good one, Jace. Cheers. Wombats. Badgers are maligned creatures. They are dirty. They fucking give you disease and that. Give you rabies. But, they do make really good holes. And, when motherfuckers go after them with dogs and that, they hold their own, actually. I'm alright with badgers, me. Anyway, this cunt's gone down a badger hole, hasn't he? Thanks for workshopping that joke with me, chat. Appreciate it. He's gone down a fucking badger hole, hasn't he? Because he's saying the whole bracket is fixed. He's saying the whole bracket it's all rigged, it's all scripted. He's literally done that. He's gone for the scripted memes. He's all in. He's all in on the whole tournament being scripted the whole time. They even showed who had won the game in a meaningless game unconnected to my anger before. Yeah, there's a 50-50 chance. You could have just been trying to preemptively do it to save time, you mad No. You fucking... Oh, Lord. Get me out. Even before the group stage, Liquipedia had already edited Team Spirit as TI champion. Well, listen now, hang on. If Liquipedia have put a placeholder team in as the champion, that's a big fucking... It's one of them. Yeah. Imagine thinking that's hard evidence. Someone could have put the fucking pick'ems in by mistake. Before 15. We're only on 15. 15. Before lower bracket finals, the official channel showed the final would be Team Spirit versus LGD. Secret's official Twitter sent a tweet and asked if it was scripted, but then deleted the tweet immediately, and then Secret lost. Right. Just rules on a fucking conspiracy, my friend. The last thing you do, if you're in the conspiracy, is tweet out about the conspiracy. That's how you know all these predictive programming motherfuckers are out of their mind. Look, it's in the movie. They're not going to tell you about it. They're not going to tell you about it. Secret aren't going to go, lol, is this scripted? Oh, shit, fuck, I'm in on it. I'm in on the script. I'm not meant to say that. Then fucking delete that. I'll delete that tweet. And no one will ever notice our tweet. And then, right, oh, by the way, guys, yeah, remember to lose, because it is scripted. There's some really shit versions, by the way, of the X-Files thing. I'm going to put my headset on. That's my Steel Series headset, who sponsor my content, though they probably wish they didn't. There's some real shit versions. So what's this one? Got the motherfucking X-Files at home with this one. Then, right, I had the grave misfortune to remember that for some reason in the 90s they made a dance version of it, I think. We'll just take a break from Huff and Copium to just appreciate this for a moment, I think. Because... Right, listen, right? I'm just taking this off a second. It is painful to listen to. I was around in the, like, 90s, like, you know, when we were all doing pills and that, right? And how does this exist? Like, no one... I have never been to a fucking rave or a club or anything where anything like this has ever been played in my life. Like, whoop, 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 whoop. Big drops, guys. Get your pills. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm even going to turn it up for the build-up, guys. Imagine being on the dance floor, you're sweating, you're coming up. Yeah, it's the fucking X-Files theme, boys. It's the X-Files theme, boys. I'm sweating. You're looking over at your friends, eye to eye, souls connecting. No, never in a fucking million years. What is that garbage? Like, what is that fucking garbage, boys? That's fucking ridiculous. Like, get fucking out of my sight with that shit. Right, let's go back to the official version, right? Right, anyway. It was all scripted. Team Secret were in on it. Forgot they were in on it. Tweeted out they were in on it. Deleted the tweet they were in on it. Then lost because they were in on it. It makes fucking sense to me, mate. Nailed it. 16. Before finals, Collapse sent a blog that said he is the he is the TI champion. I mean, for fuck's sake. What you mean is he sent a blog that probably said, I'm going to win TI, I'm feeling pretty good about it, you wait, you watch, you see. Those guys did have some swagger and fucking bravado, and by the way, they fucking earned it, they played sick. Sometimes you just have to be overconfident to, you know, do your shit. Okay, conspiracy. This is the real one, right? 17. 14 out of 18 TI teams are sponsored by gambling companies. Yeah, who knew esports has got gambling sponsors up the ass? You know, yeah. You weren't complaining about that. You were all loving that fucking money, all loving that Skrilla. Problem today, because China lost the tournament. 18. As a subsidiary company of LGD, VP Gaming, this is what's mental, by the way. I'm doing this bit. I worked for VP Esports and didn't know that they were taking Chinese money. Otherwise, I wouldn't have worked there. But the disgusting tendrils of Chinese money has found its way into my disgusting pockets. I sincerely apologise. The website essentially got closed down. I was only writing about video games. I didn't know. I thought it was all American. All the staff were from Europe and America, so, you know, I had no idea. But anyway, it got audited by the government, and there's a rumour that said LGD is experiencing a financial shortage. A former LGD player, Chalice, said that LGD still owe him 200k yuan, around $30,000 bonus. Zhao 8 was confirmed with gambling in Dota 2 professional games more than once. Right, now I want you to understand, this guy then goes on to say, right, he's clearly referring to that Reddit thread, by the way. This guy then goes on to say, these parts are a little subjective. 14 of 18 TI-10 teams have gambling sponsors. Now I'm going to speculate a little bit. You fucking mental bastard. Like, how the fuck are you doing this? How can you not say that? That is pure speculation. I mean, it's a fact. Sure, it's a fact. But what you're insinuating is a speculation. I can't even believe it. The fucking court. Like, remember, this is because they lost the final. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Right, and then this is where it goes absolutely fucking bananas. Like, 21. As a tier 2 team, Team Spirit didn't have any good performance on any international tournament. TI-10, they eliminated the 6 best teams in the world and won TI. This is insane and never happened before. You're right. There's never been a miracle run from an underdog in sports history. It's never happened, guys. It's never been a team win a tournament that you never expected. Never been a wild card invitee win a tennis tournament. It's never been someone like Leicester winning the Premier League. It's never happened. It just never happened. It's fucking, they were dog shit the season before, and now they're winning the Prem, and they're sponsored by a gambling company, and Jamie Vardy didn't ban Magnus. Like, fucking grow up. Like, give me your fucking break. 22. VP had a 29 win streak against Team Spirit. Then GPK made Virtus Pro lose that series. 23. Every best Dota team in the world started doing stupid shit only when playing against Team Spirit, with unconventional bans and picks and unreasonable plays. OG, IG, LGD, all the Gs, or Secret, VP, all the best teams were acting weird, but they gave out great games when playing against each other, especially Secret. They lost 2 games straight after having an easy win in game 1. Their first 2 games of final series, LGD got rolled over with shitty banned picks, then won game 3 and 4 with huge advantage. They almost won game 4 without having any deaths. Game 5 was back to stupid mode. No one has ever done that in the history of Dota. Now listen, things get unbelievably mental now. I will need the X-Files music. It is said. I don't know. Lots of things are said. It does sort of matter by who. I mean, as we've proven with the Dota community, they say a lot of things, and they're objectively wrong about all of those things. But okay, right. It is said that Yatoro's father is a Russian billionaire and is powerful in East Europe, which is the place that TI-10 was held. Not confirmed. With influence in Romania, where it was held. Point 26. There are 7 rampages in TI history, and Yatoro, who was nobody before TI-10, had 3 rampages in single TI tournament. Yeah, he fucking played well. He played sick, and his team played sick. It's just not possible, guys. 27. 2-time champion OG, who also came from fucking nowhere, and you were crying about in China, by the way, saying they were all hopped up on fucking goofballs. Right? 2-time champion OG, best CIS team, VP, major tournament champions IGL, GD, and Secret, as multiple major tournament champions and rank 1 team in EU. They all played weird and unreasonable against TS. I do not believe it's a coincidence. You've already said it, and yes, it's exactly what you've described is exactly a coincidence, isn't it? Of course it's a fucking coincidence. You mean the teams that played the team that went on to win the whole tournament lost in the games they played against the winners of those games? It's too much. Scully. Someone call Scully. And then the last point, which is probably the most outrageous of all the corp. Point 28. Cue it up. Russian President Vladimir Putin congratulated a Russian team after they won the finals. No, how dare he? It's all clear now. Putin went to Romania. He said, listen, we've had a tough time with the US fucking media lately. We've had a real tough time with those guys. They keep saying we're rigging them elections with them Facebook pages. We need a win at TI. Do you want to pick any of the bigger brands? No, Team Spirit. It must be Spirit. Putin has spoken. You will all throw the games, or I will send my spies with umbrellas filled with polonium to kill you. You must. And then, just to rub it in everyone's face, Putin was like, yes, my master plan to have Team Spirit win. Now I will congratulate them in public. No one's going to stop me. I'm Vladimir Putin. I rigged it, China. I rigged it! Turns out, he's just mental, actually, in reality. It turns out he's just crazy. But that, by the way, that isn't even, like, a one-off. That's not one man. Like, that's not just, like, one guy, and someone's going, hey, look at this funny. That's, like, being hotly debated and discussed in their community. It's like a real thing. They really do think something was wrong at TI for LGD to lose. And there's no evidence to suggest any of that.